The top of the Empire State Building.
Z100, New York.
You got to pan the camera over to someone who's like a brother to me now. What up, Charlie? How you doing, bro?
Hello. She panned it to the right. And now you got to pan over to the left.
And I sent it to the left. did I give it a little Jungkook vibes there?
You did your own thing, and that's all that matters. Yeah.
Charlie Puth is hanging out in our Z100 Artist Interview Lounge, presented by Hackensack Meridian Health. And you, sir, the smile, I mean, obviously always big. It's there. I mean, it's the hard work. It's the things coming to fruition. How are you feeling about the world getting a hold of this amazing collab, dude?
I'm very, very excited for everybody who hasn't seen the TikTok teasers and everything to actually hear the song as a whole, because I actually think it's a pretty creative sounding record. Other than the lyrics, it's as well, I shouldn't say other than, like, as well as the lyrics, like the fact that the lead vocal goes to the left side and then to the right side, I think is pretty
Where did that idea come from? Because you're always finding ways to creatively challenge yourself. Now, why this sensory, this other level? This is the depth that I don't think a lot of people are used to when it comes to pop music. Like, why were you thinking, I got to take it to this level?
Well, it's a couple of things, and it always comes about from what I was listening to. And I was listening to a record by the Beatles called Yellow Submarine, where when you listen to that record, all of the vocals, I think it was George who was singing, it was all on one side of the speaker. And that was due to the fact that they only had 8 tracks they recorded on an 8-track. They sometimes put hi-hat tracks on vocal tracks. They just made do with what they had.
The technology at the time.
We could have unlimited tracks now, but they had the vocals on one side. You listen to records like I Want to Hold Your Hand, same situation. And I always thought to myself, like, why don't I try putting the vocals just like on one side? And I tried, it didn't work. And then the next day I woke up and I had this like, okay, so I'm going to make a note of that because it's the first melody I heard when I woke up. And I'm wondering if there's a way I can intertwine yesterday's failed idea with today's new idea. And it was like this R&B, like, ballad, not very good thing. And then the third day, I thought to myself, if I wrote a song that everyone's heard lyrically before, like, I Can't Get You Out of My Mind. I think Harry Styles just had a song come out, like, I Can't Get You Off My Mind. But what can I do that conveys that same message, but I don't actually say it, and I could feel it over here. I could feel it over here. I'm not singing. I'm saying I can't get you off my mind,
but you're not saying it.
But I'm not saying it. I'm like putting myself, like, we're in a room right now. Picture this is my brain, and I'm like, I could feel you over here at the corner of where the pride flag is. I could feel you over here where the Z100 sticker is. Like, I can feel you in all different locations of the physical angles of my brain.
Hearing you say that gives me, again, the goosies, man, because it's like thinking about those layers. You continuously dig deep into the music, into the sounds, and we all know you as a creative, as someone who thinks passionately and intently about things like that, and to have them come together. What's that fulfillment like in your heart to have it be like, dude, these 4 days of these tiny little ideas coming together, the puzzle piece, boom, this one fit, and this whole body of work is what I wanted it and what I needed it to be.
Right. I just have to remind myself to always trust the process. Sometimes there's going to be 4 days like that where at the end I come up with nothing. But then I get to start again with something new. It's like writing music for any songwriter, especially the way that I look like it, is like printing a free lottery ticket. Like, maybe you'll not strike gold, but you're not paying for a lottery ticket. You're just coming up with it. It's just there. And
dude. All right, now we got it for the Army, man. Being able to work with it. There's so many of the guys in that group who do everything so well. I mean, it's like you can just any one of them can join forces with you. What was it about Jungkook and what he offered to this particular sound and song that you were like, this is my brother for this track here?
Right. He immediately came to mind because. And by the way, I didn't even know that they were going on a hiatus when I reached out to him, and asked if he'd like to be a part of it. But we have the musical history together. We had performed on an award show 4 years prior. We'd always like send each other music that we love. He'd always talk about me in interviews. I always talk about him in interviews. It's just I love natural, real life collaborations, and
it wasn't forced. It wasn't.
And those rarely work out. Like even with the if you. I'm thinking of just off the cuff, like another collaboration, like with Sam Smith and Normani. I believe that they're friends. Yeah, and it sounds like they're friends on that record.
Dude, all right. So then that brings me to I'm gonna come over here, Charlie, because there's an awesome cover. The cover art to this song here.
Oh yeah,
is for the world to see. Did you guys actually touch ears? Did you touch ears?
Yeah, we touched ears.
You touched. All right, that's what the world needed to know.
So that's actually we touched ears. That was actually the original title of the song. We touched ears. Anyway,
to have that brotherhood, to have that friendship, to where it's okay to touch ears, but it's just like a naturally it comes through even in the cover art, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
handsome guy.
Yeah.
Those were actually stills from the music video, and I had this idea with my creative director Matthew that I think I see a lot of single art and album art covers of singular guys, girls, whoever, just like on their album, and they're just them by themselves, and then there's a lot going on in the scenery around them. Where I used to have NSYNC posters and Backstreet Boys posters when they were all together.
Yeah,
I mean, like a New Jersey
it was
kid.
a squad. It was
the
team.
Squad, and I thought to myself, well, I have a technical squad on this record. I might as well kind of like recreate, like when you look at records like Ooh on the TLC tip, and it was T-Boz's Left Eye and Chile, like all in. Ooh, so good.
There it
you hit
is.
the right note. It was all of them on one cover together, kind of like celebrating their music, and that's. I want people to look at the cover and know what kind of song it is.
From top to bottom, when you see the song come together, the cover art, when the music video, when it all fits under that umbrella, and it does make sense. For you as a creative, is that difficult to make sure that all that is harmonious? Or when you're working with someone who you love, when you're believing and you're wholeheartedly in this song, does it just come together pretty flawlessly or seamlessly, I should say?
There's a couple of it's kind of like going over Colorado.
Okay.
You know you're gonna be you're gonna be okay, but there's gonna be a couple bumps before you get to LA.
You nailed it, dude. Just on the flight, and I felt that way, man. Yeah.
Spoken like a true songwriter. There's always a couple, but the bumps are what make it fun. If everything went smooth and harmoniously, if you don't have a couple of challenges, there's no fun in any of this.
In it at all.
Yeah.
Hey, we've chatted over the years, and this is home for you, man.
Yeah.
Summer is here, and actually, when I had the opportunity to talk to a fan of yours, my friend Elise was wondering, local guy, Summer is here. When you were growing up here on the East Coast, man, what was the beach that you love to go to that you and the family always spent time at?
Seabright Beach.
What was it about Seabright?
Just all the inclusivity of it all. There was Chapel Beach Club. There's Driftwood Beach Club. There was at the time Trade Winds, which is no longer there. But like you have like 8 beach clubs that were all different vibes and just on one stretch of ocean. Like Seabright Beach Club was the fancy beach club. Chapel was like, the hypey beach club. Like Bruce Springsteen went there. And Driftwood was where like everybody went. And it was you'd see kids that like didn't go to your school. They went they went to Ocean Township.
When you think of those moments growing up on the East Coast and how it shaped your songwriting and your singing and it's created the Charlie who is here. What are some of those fond memories that you love most that you still tap into when you're writing and creating at this point?
I just remember, especially going to the beach clubs, I just remember kids being creative. Like in the days of where people were selling Pokemon cards, which I believe people still are selling Pokemon cards. They would get their old Pokemon cards, and I did this too, and then get a bunch of Oreo cookies to just like get people into their little beach club store. Like we were selling things.
You were slaying things, dude.
I one time because kids weren't allowed to go in the hot tub.
Yeah.
They had this giant jacuzzi, and you had to be 18 or older.
Yep. We had one of those back home in California. Same vibe.
So I made my own jacuzzis at 8 years old. I just filled 3 buckets up, like big toy buckets up with hot water, and I charged motherfuckers to $1 to go in each bucket.
I'm a hustler, baby. I'm a hustler.
I just wanted $3 so I could go get some mozzarella sticks.
Dude, the creativity has always been there. If you were to go back in time and tell young CP that everything was going to work out, would you take that time and would you give that same advice to yourself then?
Yeah. I think young
moment?
CP was a little arrogant. He always kind of knew things were going to work out in some way.
Yeah.
But I honestly, in all seriousness, didn't know that I was going to have this much success. I thought I was going to have like success in my heart, which sounds corny, but like I just wanted to be like a happy guy, which I am, and I get to do what I love and make other people happy, which in turn inspires me. It's like a 360-degree wheel of inspiration. I was hoping that I would have that in 1999,
for sure,
and I did, and now I have it in just a different way.
Dude, and I can't remember if I have, and I hope that I have told you this before, but do you get those moments to tell yourself, you know what I mean, yo, I'm doing this, I'm proud of myself? Do you get the moments to really sit down and have those thoughts to where you can really embrace all the hard work is paying off?
Right. I do get caught up in the minutia. I will say right before this, I was looking at my security cameras at my house, and I was like, fuck, they didn't turn on the water. My grass died. Like this really nice grass, and I'm like pacing around here, and I'm like, my grass died. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm at my hometown station where I always dreamed of having my music played. I have a record with one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
Yeah, and you are as well.
Thank you.
One of the biggest pop stars in the world.
Together, we made this record. It's coming out. Why am I tripping over? I'll get new grass.
Yeah.
I'll turn the water on.
For sure.
Someone will turn the water on.
Yeah, someone will turn the water on. That's going to be...
I don't know how to turn the water on.
But that's going to be the takeaway from this conversation. Someone's going to turn the water on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's an underlying theme of this combo is that someone's going to turn the water on. Take those moments, man, and really be proud of yourself, because from our perspective as a fan, as fans, we love that you put your heart and your soul into everything you do, and you give us these pages of your life, man, and you make us feel, and you help us escape, and it really means the world to us to be able to call on your brother from BTS, and you guys get to just be on the same wavelength to give the world this joy when we need it. Just thank you, dude. I just need to tell you that.
Of course. I mean, I'm not doing God's work or anything like that, but I just in turn, this is just really not all about me. It's about inspiring the next version of somebody who's doing what I do.
There it is. Well, before we get you out of here, Charlie Puth, you're in the world famous Z100. I got one last question, but I need you to keep it all the way 100, dude.
Oh, okay.
Keep it real. I mean,
I sense a game coming.
I'm gonna throw this one out there, and if you keep it 99, I'm gonna be a little upset, dude. So all the way 100.
Well, I've always kept it real with you.
You have, all right, and you have a lot of hits, man. You've got songs that. You've got hits, but is there one in particular that you're kind of just like tired of performing, bro? Keep it 100.
Yeah. Marvin Gaye.
Really?
It's nice, but it's just so of the that's a very gifable thing. Fuck.
Yeah.
But it's just so I need to figure out. I don't dislike the song.
For sure.
I don't like the production on it. It's just not me anymore.
It's not you anymore. It's of that time. It's where you were at that moment in your life, and it's been so much more growth since then.
The song's a little goofy, but it's Light Switch is kind of like, it makes you go, huh. Marvin Gaye makes you go,
That sound, bro.
So maybe I just need to figure out a different way to perform it. I'm not opposed to performing it. I just I'm a little tired of it.
All right, fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Yeah. Hey, bro. Again, man, your family. I love our conversations because I like to think that there's been a lot of growth in what I've been able to do since we both hung. Yeah,
absolutely.
Man. The very first time before we hit record on this combo, we were talking about hanging out in Nickelodeon, man.
I know, that's right.
And just going back to 2015 and
like
thinking of where we are now.
Ago.
It fills my heart with so much joy to both, and I try to take the time also to remind myself, man, I'm trying to do some rad stuff, and to see that from my perspective and lend that same kind of energy to you. Just thank you, man, for being you, brother.
Well, let's spread it all around to everybody watching this.
There you go, dude. Left. Wait, I'm on the left.
And then left, and then you're on the.
I guess it.
No, wrong key, but you sound good. Doesn't matter.
Charlie Puth in the studio, man. Love you, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That note, man.
From the top of the Empire State Building,